Alright, so in this video, I'll show you how to customize the marks in your chart. We're going to build on the previous scatter plot that we worked on using the Gapminder dataset. Let me open the workbook. Here you'll see the scatter plot we created before. Right now we're using the filled circle mark, which you can customize if you want. You can use a hollow rectangle or a filled rectangle or a triangle, whatever you prefer. If you want to use different shapes, you can open more shapes and choose a different shape palette. For example, you can choose the gender palette and then use one of these icons if that makes sense to you. It then uses the human shape to represent each country. In this case, this might work well because the size of the human figure represents the population number. However, in this demo, I want to show you how to use country flags to represent the countries. So we're going to drag the country field to the shapes shelf. Then it will use the default shape palette, which is probably not what we want. Now you see a list of countries mapped to the shapes available in the default palette. But the number of shapes in the palette does not really match the number of countries. So what we're going to do is use the flags to map the countries to their own country flags. If you hit Assign Palette, then each country flag is assigned to each country. By the way, these flags are not actually provided by Tableau. I actually had to download all the country flags from the Flagpedia website. Once you download the country flag images, if you unzip them, you'll see all the country flags there. The names of the countries are not embedded in the image files. So what I did was I just renamed all the countries using their own names. I got the help from ChatGPT. Then you need to place these country flag images into the Tableau repository, which you can find in your documents if you're using a Mac. Go to My Tableau repository. Then you'll see the Shapes folder. Once you open the Shapes folder, you'll see different folders that represent each shape palette. So here I created a new folder called Flags, and I placed all the country flag images into this folder. I renamed them so that they're in the same alphabetical order based on the countries we have in the dataset. This way, each country maps to its corresponding flag. So that's what we did. Once you assign this palette to the countries, if you hit OK, we still don't see the country flags because we have this redundant encoding blocking the shape mapping. We have this color mapping that takes precedence over the shape encoding. That's why we don't see the country flags. If you remove this color, then you will see the country flags. If you zoom in, you can see the flags more clearly, or you can just change the size of the flag a little bit to make it bigger, and so on and so forth. And that's it. Now you know how to customize marks in your chart using country flags in Tableau. This can really enhance the visual appeal and clarity of your data story. Thanks for watching.